What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Flash Games system, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to operate this system and some things to know about it. So right off the bat, before we get started, let me show you some buttons and what I'm going to be calling them. So here you go, you have the X Arcade joystick, and this is going to be the same for an extension joystick, for example. So basically these games, most of them, they're pretty simple games. So a lot of them actually only have one button. Some of them don't even have any buttons. You use the joystick to move left, right, and up to jump. But any game that is like that, I've actually mapped it so that you can jump with a button because I think that's easier. So a lot of buttons are just joystick and one button, or some of them have 2, 3. Most have anywhere from 1 to 3. Some do go up to 4 and 5 buttons, but not many. So I think most games you're going to be concentrating on these here. And I do make use of the start button and then the select button or back button, whatever you want to call it, which would be on the side over here. And that's going to be in most cases when a game asks you to reset or press B for back or anything like that, it would be here. Okay, so we're dealing with mostly these 3. Some have 4 and 5, start button and the side button over here, and the joystick. Now, one thing to note is that these games were originally played on either like smartphones or in a web browser, and so there's a lot of point and clicking. Even if the game itself isn't played with a mouse, the menu selections are or require a mouse, I should say. So just to start the game, a lot of times you need a mouse. And so for you guys with an X Arcade tank stick or a Rec Room Masters joystick extension, you're good because you have a trackball, which is really just a mouse. If you're using the Xbox controllers, I've mapped the right analog joystick to act as mouse, and then the left bumper is your left click. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then for you guys that don't have a trackball and you're not using the Xbox 360 controller, then you can always use an actual mouse. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you guys a few games, and then I'm just going to talk about certain things with those games. So let's go ahead and go down to Flash Games. Here it is. And we're going to go right in. And let's start out with Hot Throttle. Pretty good example here to show you. So this is a perfect example of one of the weirder games on here. It's pretty bizarre. So let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Okay, so right now I am using my Xbox 360 controller, and you're going to see that you're going to have to click on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm moving the cursor with the right joystick, and I'm going to go ahead and do left bumper to click, and that goes ahead and starts the game. Okay, so it says press X. Now, this I think is mostly like a one button game, so anytime we're dealing with these one button games, you always start at the top, right? So those 6 buttons that I showed you before, left to right, top to bottom, you're gonna have the first button be your action usually. If there's fire in the game, that's gonna be fire. If there's jump is gonna be the next button over, so the second button, etc. So this one, I'm testing my X Arcade joystick here, and I'm gonna press that first button, and as you can see, that triggered X. On the Xbox controller, that would be the blue X button. Alright, so you select whatever you want here. I'm using the joystick up and down, and I'm going to press that same button again, single race. And select the track here. Let's stay with the first one. And then it says press backspace to skip up there on the top right. Normally I would put that to the player 1 start. Let's see if that's the case here. And yep, that is. So yeah, this is a pretty weird game. All right, let's keep moving, because if not, this is going to be a really long video. But right now I am pressing the player 1 first button, and you can like fire and use some powers and stuff like that with it. So all right, let's go ahead and exit, and let's take a look at Loved next. All right, Loved, here it is. Okay, this is just an example of another weird game. So for this one, you have point and clicking, right? So it's asking you, are you a man or a woman? You have to point and click to man or woman, you know, whatever your gender is. But no, you are a girl. It doesn't matter if you say that you're a man. So pretty funny. Will I teach you to play or not? Play. You do not deserve it. Okay. So basically, yeah, this one's like left, right, joystick is up to jump, but again, I've mapped that to the first button so that it's easier. And so yeah, I just wanted to show you an example with this one of how some of the gameplay you have to point and click, and then once you're in the game, you can actually use your regular joystick and buttons. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So let's take a look at Megaman. There you go. So you have cool things like this too, like mashups like Megaman versus Ghosts and Goblins and Megaman versus Metroid. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. And again, this first screen here, you have to point and click to play, and then the game starts. And then obviously you can use your joystick and buttons to actually play the game. Okay, so we'll wait for this here. See if I press start. Okay, so the start button on this one lets me choose. So I'm gonna go ahead and play, and I just pressed the start button, player 1 start. Press that again. And now I'm using the joystick, and then that first player 1 button 1 fires, player 1 button 2 is to jump. So pretty straightforward. Okay, I'm playing one-handed here, so I'm not able to do too well right now. All right, so let's go ahead and choose the next game. And that is going to be, I think I want to try Red Remover. Now, one thing to keep in mind with these games is that a lot of them, if you click on random places in the screen like this, it could open up a browser, an internet browser, because it's kind of adware in a way. It's not really, it's not going to damage your PC or anything, but it pops up and brings you to like a website. If that happens, you know, the website, when the browser window will open, just go ahead and close it. You have access to your mouse, your trackball, whatever, your X-Arcade, your Xbox controller, again, the right joystick, and then left bumper for left click. And you would just go over to the X, exit out, and you'll be back in the game. So just keep that in mind. If you press random things are on the screen, this one doesn't seem to do it, but some games will pop up random windows. And some of them are actually windows that take you to like guides and stuff like that. So, but obviously you have to be online for that. So play game. So as you can see, again, you need to use your mouse for this first part of the game. And if you go to play, choose your level. Actually, this one looks like it's all point and click. Yeah, so you just point out the figures. So yeah, this one is all point and click. So I wanted to show you that. And let's go ahead and take a look at what game did I want to show you guys. Let's do Max Dirtbike 2. Okay, so this game, originally you would use your joystick left, right, up, and down. Up is gas, down is brake, I think, and then left and right to tilt left and right. And again, I've made it simpler. See, it tells you there to press up and down. anytime you see that, you can use up and down to accelerate and brake or reverse, but I've also assigned it to the player 1 button 1 and player 1 button 2. So player 1 button 1 is gas, player 1 button 2 is reverse. I think it just makes it easier to play that way. All right, so that's just another example I wanted to show you. And winding down here, let's see, what else can I show you? Let's try Wonder Put. That one is point and click. So I've already showed you an example of a point and click, but let's try another one.
Science.
Oh, it's actually Wonder Putt. All right, so point and click to start the game. And here we are, play. And it's the kind of thing where you go further or closer to the arrow, adjusts the intensity of your swing. You point and then you click to actually hit the ball. That. All right, let's go ahead and I think I'm going to show you guys one more here. I wrote down Meat Boy. I'm not sure why, but we'll take a look. Okay, so it says click anywhere. Let me see what happens if I click here. Okay, nothing. It just took you into the game. Sometimes doing that again will open up like a web browser, so just go ahead and close it. Okay, and again in the main menu you have to point and click to choose something. Let's do campaign, and let's do this top one here. Now it says press enter to continue. You guys have an enter button, the one that you use to select games, but I've also mapped it to the start menu. So if it says press enter, it's kind of like press, player 1 start. So there you go. And now this game, again, you press up to jump, or actually you don't on this one. Okay, well, I think jump on this one is originally spacebar, but again, I've mapped it to player 1 button 1. So there you go, that one jumps. So that's it. As you can see, basically everything's playable with, or not everything, but most things are playable with, joystick and buttons. But you do have to get through those first few clicks. So there you go. It says press space to exit, press enter to advance. So in this case, advance would be the player 1 start button, and escape would be, well, escape is your escape key, like always to exit games. But yeah, enter would be player 1 start. So press that and it takes you to the next level here. Press it again. And yeah, that's about it. All right, so let's go ahead and exit that game. And that's going to be it for the games that I wanted to show you guys. I just wanted to give you kind of like a good handful of games that kind of showcase different things to know about this system. And generally speaking, like I've said already, just know that most games do require some point and clicking just to get through the menu selections. And you can do that with the Xbox 360 controller with the right analog joystick and the left bumper button. If you have a trackball, obviously you can use the trackball to point and click to things. And if you just have any sort of joystick without, a trackball, you can always use a mouse to get through those menus. And then, most buttons are those first top 3 player 1 buttons. You just have to kind of play with the game and to see, so till you figure out what the buttons do for the games. But they're pretty simple games, and you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. All right, so that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you get the updates whenever I post videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one.